Welcome everybody, good night. Not that I'm expecting too much viewers, but the first time that we'll live stream Zwift Racing League. The course we have for us today is laid out in front of you. The Zwift Racing League is basically a whole season long. It is a point race followed by a team time trial. Today, what we'll see is a hilly course. It's not too long, 27.8 kilometers with an elevation gain of 489. As you can see right off the bat, they will start with Harlow Hill. It's 1.4 kilometers at only a 4% average grade, but it will be fast and people will get dropped already right from the start. Followed by descent, some false flat, followed by the first time over the KOM. That is right about at 8 kilometers. After the KOM, we're going to descend again in Mount Harlow Hill again for the second lap. There's an intermediate sprint, and that sprint should be at around 10.5 kilometers. Afterwards, we'll proceed for the complete course again, again with Harlow Hill, the forward climb, followed by the sprint for the finish line. First 30 riders across the finish line will get points for their team, and this will result in the overall team ranking. And then there is only one team time trial to go for later on to finish the season. In the division, the first two teams will upgrade, the last two teams will downgrade, and from the division below, the teams will move upwards. So some teams are going to be safe from being excluded, so they're basically racing for fun today. There's maybe some changes in the standings that might happen. Let's go and take a look at the standings in this division. This is the Division 2 of the EMEA West division. And as you can see, we've got a pretty strong lead there for the Zwift Scotland riders, followed by the Wheelers, the KW Wheelers. They're pretty strong in the league there, so those probably are the first two teams that are going to upgrade. There are two DIRT teams there. My own team, DIRT Coyotes, are currently occupying the 12th place, and that's probably going to change that way since the gap is pretty large with the team at the 11th place. The first 10 places are pretty locked in as well, I would say. The Hedgehogs, which is the other DIRT team, they're currently in 10th place, so they might still make it to 9th or 8th. Whether that will depend on today and the team time trial that we're going to have next week. The last two teams, I guess there's nothing they can do about it anymore. QRCC and F2, they're probably going to downgrade to the division below in next season. Let's take a look at our riders for the Coyotes. These are our 6 riders. We've got Bruno, Chris, David, Doug, Mike, Nick. I am the 7th rider, and then we have our team captain, Kevin, and due to illness, he's not riding with us as well. So this is what we're going to be seeing today. Let's take a look at the start. As you can see, in 6 minutes, we're going to be leaving the pen. Riders are warming up right as we speak, and it's going to be needed because, as you can see, we're straight as from 400 meters from the start. We start with the Harlow Hill, which is a distance of 1.4 kilometers. It's a pretty long, not that steep, but it's going to hurt already from the get-go. So the point there is to be in the pack, so you can sit back a little bit on the descent, followed by a few kickers, followed by the KOM. So I'm pretty curious about what's going to happen right there and see who is going to be in the group. I'm going to try to follow here. I'm going to change viewpoints quite a lot to see where the riders of the Coyote team are currently in the pack or in which group they currently are. So I'm going to try to get a picture of all 6 of the riders during the whole race. Okay, I'm currently watching Nick here. He's in the middle of the pack, just warming up. As you can see, not too many riders. That's the beauty of this race league. They're all B riders and they are all about the same in the category. So it's a pretty even race, which makes for hard racing, and everybody gets his workout done every week. 4 minutes to go. People should be pretty warmed up right now, ready to leave the pen with about 500 to 600 watts initially, just not to get dropped from the get-go. I'll have a mini map right here. You guys cannot see that, but it's going to give me a little bit of an oversight on where the different groups are. Expecting a hard race because it's a short one. I'm expecting some teams to try to make the difference already on the starting 4% Harlow Hill, and then probably on the first time over the KOM, and they're going to try to break it up into smaller groups. Then for the sprint, I'm expecting a big surge as well, as there are points to be gained in the intermediate sprints as well for the first 3 riders. 3 minutes and 31, heart rate should be getting up. Let's check in with the rest of the team there. We have Bruno, he got a first row ticket there. David's not too far away from Bruno as well. He's just behind him at the starting grid. There they go. I was kind of surprised with the start there. Let's watch what Dong is doing. Good, as you can see, it's already stretched thin. They are going really fast from the get-go. Nobody's getting dropped just yet. Nice positioning by Dog there. See how Mike's doing. See, Mike has to give a lot of power. 480 watts just at the start. Must hurt. And then we're gonna start the climb right in a minute there. Nice move to the front there. Nice, nice, nice. Good. Looks like the whole team is nicely bunched up in the group, and we're going to start seeing that first incline happening. So I'm expecting the peloton to start to thin out and be one single file. Probably, since everybody's fresh, with most of the riders still patched. Digging deep there, digging deep. Some riders already getting dropped. At the back here, let's quickly take a look at those. That's not really possible. See how Chris is doing. Stay with Mike for a bit. Got some issues with the app. Currently viewing Mike. The forward part of the bunch there. Everybody is really trying to stay up front there, even though that was a hard initial effort. Now it's time to recuperate a little bit and try to not get that heart rate a little bit down. I'm sorry for that interruption. I had some issues, so I'm trying to solve it right now. So we'll be back soon. finally back. I'm sorry about that. Following dog is in the lead group, as we can see, 4% incline and 9 kilometers. So that's the second little bump hill, and we are gearing up to climb over the KOM at 8 kilometers. Good. Let's quickly get some situational awareness here. Who is still where? I can see the dog there. I can see some other dirt shirts right in the neighborhood. Looks like it's pretty bunched up still. It's fine. The coyotes are still very close by. Let's see where David is currently. In the same group, so that's good. Where is Nick? Nick is as well in the same group, so we've got already 3 accounted for. Let's see where Bruno is. See that Bruno had some troubles on the previous hills, and he's trying to form a group in the background here to hopefully try to get back up front. See if we can find Chris. Looks like Chris is as well in the lead group. And we still need to find Mike. Nicely established in the lead group. Let's stay with Mike a little bit as we are preparing to go over the KOM. This little descent allows the riders to at least get a little bit of the acid out of the legs and try to recover a little bit in order to tackle that climb. This is the turn. Climb is starting now. Immediately 7%. Start pushing hard. Fast and furious racing over there. You can see a lot of people trying to hang on. Alright, good job by dog. Looks like he's going to be able to hang on. There's a little less inclination right here. Immediately go back to 7%. End of the KOM, around 9.7 kilometers, so they still have some climbing to do. There we go. Done with the little flat part. And there they go again. Really tough race. As you can see, Mike hanging in there. Looks like it's not really breaking apart. Maybe here a small lead group forming. Looks like it's going to be one long string. It's going to get over this KOM. If you look at the upper right hand corner of your screen, you can see that the inclination is going to let up. 6%, 5%. Come on, come on. a small group that went away. The whole peloton is in pieces, counting like 3 or 4 groups making the corner there. All right. There you go. Dog finds themselves ready. The super tuck. Looks like dog has some company of a fellow dirt rider from the hedgehog team. Good, so we've got dog in the second group. The first group is bunching together as we speak, and then with dog, then we've got Mike, just short of where dog is at the moment. There we go. They're just making that corner. If you look at the upper right hand side of the screen, you can see the little orange dots. Those are the dirt team members, and they're currently probably going to regroup on this little kicker here, and then hopefully after the sprint we can get a bigger regroup going on. As to Dave, Dave is still in the descent there, only like 10 seconds behind, so still possible if he can find a good group to regroup in. That would be awesome. Let's see if we can find our way back. Let's see if Mike, I think that's an interesting, in a small group just short of the group where Dave from the Hedgehogs and Dog are in, and let's see if they can make their way back onto the previous group. Let's see where Nick is currently at. Nick is currently in a group. It's a little bit behind there. We're going back to the small group that the dog is in. Currently 24th place, so finishing into the points is definitely an option here. And maybe they will be able to make their way back to the lead group, perhaps on the next climb. Currently, let's get a chrono up there, see how much they're behind. Must be more than 20 seconds behind the lead group. Probably the lead group is not going to slow down until they have passed the sprint. It's a pretty decent sized group. They're probably not going to be able to catch back unless the group gets bigger. And then you see the group where Mike is at is just one corner behind. So we'll be rooting for him to return pretty soon. So for the race situation, we've got a group of about 20 riders that got away on that last climb. Then we've got a group estimated 10 riders, and a few riders in between, in which Doc, together with Dave from the Hedgehogs, is situated. Just behind them is the group where Mike is, and I'm estimating that they will to catch up soon. So hopefully that group can grow, increasing its speed and being able to do something about it. And shortly after the group where Mike is at, you've got the group where Nick is in. And then Nick is followed immediately by a group where David is in. And then you've got the bigger group where all the other DIRT team members are in, as well as the Hedgehog guys mostly reside. I'm gonna keep the race for the moment here where Dog is, since I want to see if they can make it back to the lead group. This little kicker just before the finish. These are the starting pens, and they're currently passing the finish line. The lead group is not that large, probably not even 20 riders. So they actually have a pretty decent chance to make it back towards the front here. Looks like the group where Mike is in is growing in size as well. Let's take a look at that. There we go. So you see they're just behind the corner. They can keep the speed in this group. They can make it back. However, the group ahead is maybe a little bit larger, more people to pull, bigger speed, and that might actually be beneficial for the group ahead. However, if this group makes it back, the overall group group size will increase, and that might actually be beneficial. So let's hope they make it back. And we have 3 DIRT team members in the same group, chasing down the last 20 other riders and potentially points, a lot of points, because the first 30 places have points. So a sprint in this group, there are some points for grabs. Good, this is again the ugly Harlow Hill that we had initially. It's long, it's 1.4 kilometers, and it is just a creeping 3%, and it keeps on going and going. It looks like Mike is taking the initiative here to hammer down somewhat in order to catch back the group ahead. Seeing here is that the lead group is actually getting into pieces as well, and those pieces are being picked up by the group of Dog and Dave from the Hedgehogs. So yeah, it might be an interesting turn of events. If the lead group becomes smaller and smaller, their speed will decrease, and it might all come back together, depending on how this Harlow Hill is actually going to pan out for our riders.
Ride on!
Pretty solid ride by Dog. He is currently in the group trying to draft. However, drafting on this uphill part of 4%, that doesn't really work. You're gonna have to throw down the watts anyway. to be able to hang on with the group. But it looks like Mike's group is actually very close. You can see them in the back over there. So it makes sense that Doug and Dave sits up and wait for the group to become bigger. There you go. I believe Mike is making it back. Awesome job there. He's giving it all. He is almost there. 4.4, 6.2 watts a kilo, 350 watts. Hammering it down. They are so close. Come on, Mike, you can do this. This is the descent. Super tuck it down. Looked like the group was not going to make it back on, so Mike decides to go solo, leave the group, leave them all behind, and trying to make it solo towards the back of the group of dog. Looks like the group is going to catch him again. Group is always faster. 400 watts. $170 heart rate. Must hurt. Loading up the watts a little bit here. I believe he gave it all to try to catch back the group. And now he's gonna have to wait for somebody from the back to come back and to maybe help him out. He might not have to wait too long, because here we have a group in which David resides together with Nick. Is there anybody else there? Chris, I believe I saw on the list there. Let's see. Yes, Chris. No, Chris is a little bit further. Let's see where Bruno currently is at. Looks like Bruno found himself in a nice little group with quite a few DIRT members, and he's actually in the same group as Chris. Good. Everybody's accounted for. Let's go back to the front here. It looks like they're not going to catch, at least not in a minute here, the back of the lead group that got away. However, the lead group is going at a relentless pacing and is currently dropping riders and getting smaller. All those riders are being picked up by this group here, which makes this group even faster, plus it brings down more points, because then we can sprint for the first 30 places. Good. 2 little kickers coming up. There's at around 20 kilometers. little drop in the internet here. There it is back. And we are gearing ourselves up for the KOM. This is going to be the final test. I suppose this group is going to stay together, or at least if anybody escapes, he's going to be called back. Because after the KOM, there's still about 5 kilometers, a little bit more, 5 kilometers to go, and that's really difficult for a rider by himself in Zwift, as the group really benefits from the increased size. It's not over yet. It's not over. Only 20 seconds. Only 20 seconds behind the lead group. So if they can keep the speed up over here, it is not over yet. Before they hit the KOM, let's see what Mike is currently doing. He's saving up a little bit of energy, because there you have him, the group that had Bruno and David and Nick, or no, just Nick, I believe. He's right behind. Oh, David and Nick and Bruno then. Yeah, he needs to power up to not get immediately dropped. So try to match the speed of the group that's coming on behind. You don't want to do that too early. You want to stay in front and waste. We'll see how that goes, because here what we see is they are getting ready to climb the KOM in about 400 meters. This is the last super tuck. Some oxygen to the legs. There they go. It immediately is 9% right off the bat. And there they go. Good, nice positioning up in front. Nobody's going for it at the moment. Nicely bunching it up. 5 watts a kilo, going at 335 for the moment, 370, just spike there, 290. Good, good, good. Looks like the group made a gentleman's agreement to stay together. That will only work until somebody with still some fresh legs sees that they're actually not too far behind the lead group. You can see them in the upper right hand corner of your screen, the little blue dots. That's the lead group. It's only 10 seconds ahead. But 10 seconds at this KOM, that is just, you cannot just grab, just bridge that gap in a few seconds. It's a long effort. But finding his rhythm here, 329, 480. Still has some energy left there. That's a great job. was the resting part of the KOM, and now immediately it goes back up to the arch over there. It's all going to be over pretty quickly in about 5 kilometers. Lead group already cleared the hill. I'm not expecting us to be able to catch back for the moment. Good. Let's see, in the group of David, Mike, and Nick. Let's see where Bruno's currently at. He's together with Nick. They're a little distance there. Still doing 330 watts. This just shows how this league is basically really the best of the Bs. B category is present in this group. Alright, let's go back to the front since we're gearing up for the final sprint here at 27.8 kilometers. The course should be finished. So we're just 3 kilometers short of that. So the last 3 kilometers, what can we still expect? We have the little sprint that I'm not expecting in this group anybody will sprint for, since the points will already be gone by that lead group, and that is already that is still a couple of 100 meters ahead. And then at 26.8 kilometers, we've got a little bump, and then we start the finish sprint. So it's never really flat on this course. It never really lets up. It is really tough course. So I think everybody is happy that it's almost over. There we go. Some lone riders will be picked up, which means it's going to be possible to even sprint for a top 20 finish, I believe. The problem with the servers here is that you probably will have to wait a little bit to get the final results of this course, because what you see on your screen, there's some lag on there. So that might not be the correct position. So it's giving him now at the 18th position, which means that if that is the 16th, 3 riders ahead, if that is at all correct, meaning that the lead group is not really more than 12 people. Plus they're all over the place. Good. What can I see here behind? Looks like Dave has been. David is kind of by himself right now in a little group. You know, he's together with Mike David and Mike, they're currently together in one little group, followed by a group which has a Bryn there, and then you've got Chris and Nick in about the same group. There's like 20 seconds in between, and there. So when we've seen the sprint with Doug here and see where he got, we're going to switch to Mike and David, and then we're going to switch to Bruno's group, followed by the one with Nick and Chris. 27 kilometers, so it's going to be over soon. Top 20 place is possible. Maybe some people might be picked up. This is the little bump. This is where it's all going to happen. Long stretch of riders. Looks like they might even be able to catch back to the beginning. Don't start your sprints too early. Hang on there. It's one single file. This is just testimony on how fast this race has really been ridden. Starting a sprint right now. It's going to be a top 20 finish. It's going to be a top 20 finish. Great job, great job, great job, great job. 17th if you can't believe what's on the screen. Let's quickly go to David and Mike. That's David with Mike right behind. There is the finishing bow. Mike is coming in hot. Great job. Next group should be Bruno. There he is. He's at that final stretch, so it's all very close together. Good job there, Bruno. Let's go for Nick. Finishing right now. And then let's go to Chris. He's at that final climb. He's about to finish right as we speak. All right. looks like we got some decent points over there, so I'm pretty happy. And that's the last one. Good. So these were your heroes for the day, and they've done an awesome job. I managed to get some points out there, and we'll work on those little kinks that we had, these technical issues.